Chancellor Carter, the students have now assembled for the 2011 Spring Commencement Exercise for the College of Arts and Sciences and the Schools of Business and Education.
Thank you, Dr. Lakatos. Will you please remain standing for the invocation by Reverend Ron Sanders?
Join me in this invocation, please. Oh God, we are grateful to be here today, for the breeze, for the sun, for the clouds, for one another. And we come to celebrate the commencements of these who are accomplishing their academic. These graduating seniors, they come with the pride of completion, the readiness to say yes to tomorrow, their future. Grant each of us, though, the knowledge and the wisdom that as tomorrow comes, to embrace it as our only today and to live it in its fullness. We pray for our graduates that they will find and make meaningful avenues of work and service to express their unique personality, their competent and maturing skills, and their professional knowledge. May they also grow in humility, knowing that they did not make it here today on their own. May they demonstrate gratitude and appreciation to their family and friends who supported and loved them, and for the faculty, staff, and administration who taught, mentored, fed, cleaned, organized, and prepared for them through this journey. Oh, we pray your best in their lives. Equip them with diligence to be persistent, commitment to live with integrity, and with humor, joy, and compassion. Amen.
Please join in the singing of the national anthem now, led by Dr. Jae-yoon Kim, Assistant Professor, Department of Music, and the Pembroke Singers. Thank you, Dr. Kim. Please be seated. Graduates and honored guests, welcome to the Spring 2011 Undergraduate Commencement Exercises. It is truly a glorious day. This ceremony has two purposes: to grant you a degree, but to make memories, cherished ones. We want this ceremony to be special to you, your family, friends, and loved ones. So we're holding this commencement here in the historic quad, adjacent to the oldest building on our campus, Old Main. The setting is intimate, it's beautiful, and it's cool. And there is some sunshine coming. It is a place worthy of commencement. It reminds us of our proud history and traditions that have laid the foundation for the present, for you being here today. I will have more to say about history and traditions during my charge to you, the graduates, later in the program. But until then, please enjoy this magnificent setting throughout today's commencement ceremony. Before we begin, I want to advise you about two conditions that may affect the ceremony. If you look over to your left, there's a train track. Trains that go east-west. We have been told by the railroad company that they're going to stop the trains from 8 until 11. And we're really hopeful that takes place. If not, we will pause and then continue with the ceremony. But I believe that CSX, the railroad company, is a good partner and good friend, and they're going to stop the trains for you today. Second, I ask that all of those family, friends, and loved ones in the audience, please remain in your seats throughout the ceremony. Doing so will speed up this ceremony and make it special for everyone. We have a photographer here to capture that special moment when your graduate crosses the stage. And we also have receptions adjacent to this commencement exercise where you will be able to take wonderful pictures next to the pond or in other areas that will be treasured memories. So please, enjoy this ceremony and make memories. I'd like to recognize a few people today prior to introducing the platform party. As I said, this is the first time we have had commencement in this quad, and believe me, it's been a production. There are around 15 people on the commencement planning committee that have gone from skepticism to excitement about having commencement here today. And I really want to thank each and every one of them for their work. If you had been here somewhere between 5:30 and 6 this morning, you would have seen people from facilities wiping off each and every seat and making it dry for you. You would have seen our campus police getting ready to control traffic. You would have seen staff members doing other things to make sure that this setting was perfect for you. You would have seen our musicians getting ready. So there are a lot of people that I wish to thank, and I would ask you to join me with a round of applause for those folks. Now I'd like to introduce the platform party to you. Please hold your applause until everyone is standing. Members of the University of North Carolina Pembroke's Board of Trustees, Mr. Dick Taylor. UNCP administrators, Mr. Neil Hawk, Vice Chancellor for Business Affairs, Dr. Diane Jones, Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs, Ms. Jackie Clark, Vice Chancellor for Enrollment Management, Mr. Joshua Malcolm, University Counsel, Mr. Dan Kinney, Director of Athletics, Dr. Eleanor Foster, Dean of the Library, Dr. Jesse Peters, Dean of the Esther Maynard College, Honors College, Dr. William Gash, Associate Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Ms. Sharon Kisnick, Registrar, Ms. Natricia Drake, Associate Registrar. Would you please give them a round of applause? You're probably wondering why I didn't introduce other people that are seated here today, but they have speaking parts, and you will be able to recognize them in a moment. I now ask that all faculty rise to be recognized. It is because of their hard work and dedication to this school that our graduates are here today. They deserve much credit. Please join me in applauding them. Mr. Charles Hayes of the University of North Carolina Board of Governors will now bring greetings from the UNC General Administration and the Board of Governors and present the UNC Board of Governors Award for Excellence in Teaching. Mr. Hayes.
Good morning. On behalf of the entire University of North Carolina Board of Governors and President Tom Ross, it is my great pleasure to bring to today's graduates and their families, to this university's distinguished faculty and staff, alumni, Board of Trustees, and members of the Platform Party. Congratulations to all of you, but especially congratulations to you graduates. Your education here at the University of North Carolina at Pembroke has provided you with the knowledge and skills you will need to achieve success in these ever-changing, ever-complex times. And wherever you go, and whatever your future endeavors may be, we encourage you to stay connected to this wonderful university. It is also my privilege to present this year's Board of Governors Award for Excellence in Teaching to one of your most outstanding faculty members. This award was established by the Board of Governors in 1994 to underscore the importance of teaching and to reward great teachers across the university, and it's given annually to a tenured faculty member from each of the UNC campuses. Recipients are nominated by a special committee on their home campuses and selected by the Board of Governors Committee on Personnel and Tenure. Each winner receives a bronze medallion and a cash award. Chancellor, if you and Dr. Lakotas will come forward. Is that clear as mud, or is it crystal clear? That is a question that Dr. Joseph Lakotas asks his students in every class when discussing a concept he is teaching. And if a student responds, well, it's kind of clear as mud, it is with great diligence and patience that Dr. Lakotas pauses on this muddy matter to ensure that the concept is always crystal clear. Like a builder, Dr. Lakotas wants the foundation to be laid correctly before one moves on to putting up the frames or the walls. In his 8 years here at UNCP, Dr. Lakotas, an associate professor in the Department of Accounting, has one critical mission. That mission is to inspire and to inspire and to inspire his students, both in and out of the classroom. Dr. Lakotas believes it is vitally important that his students be able to see both the forest and the trees, and to be able to think outside of the box, not just in classroom exercises, but in this thing called life. One former student commented that every day Dr. Lakotas lives and breathes to mentor his students. He encouraged us to believe in ourselves, to dream our dreams, and he helps us to achieve them. Henry Adams said, "A teacher affects eternity." He can never tell where his influence stops. We know that Dr. Lakotas' influence will continue for generations to come. Dr. Lakotas, we celebrate your outstanding professional achievement and salute your demonstrated commitment to great teaching and to inspiring a new generation of learning. In honoring you, we also acknowledge the more than 14,000 dedicated faculty members who teach over 220,000 students throughout the University of North Carolina. If you will bow your head, I will put this wonderful medallion on you. And I will present you with that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Lakotas.
Thank you, Mr. Hayes, and again, congratulations, Dr. Lakotas. I would like to ask Dr. Frida Porter, Chairwoman of the Board of Trustees, to come forward and bring greetings. And while she's doing that, I feel like I have to say something about her. She is not someone that particularly likes the spotlight, and so I'm going to make this brief. She has been a diligent service to the board for 8 years. She's also been chairwoman for the last 2 years. She was the chair of the Board of Trustees when they hired me, and I'm forever in her debt for placing trust in me to lead this institution. She's a very dedicated person and bleeds Pembroke, UNCP. Uh-oh. Please come forward.
Good morning. Thank you, Dr. Carter. Chancellor Carter, distinguished platform party, graduates, family members, and friends, on behalf of my colleagues on the Board of Trustees, we are proud to extend congratulations to the class of 2011. We join the friends, UNC alumni, and families, especially the parents of our graduates, to celebrate this milestone of completing your degree requirements. It's an exciting time to be a graduate. A graduation is a wonderful thing, and I hope your lives will be filled with many more of these escalating accomplishments throughout your lives. As the voice of the Board of Trustees, I would only ask that you resolve to move through life knowing and living your own truth, and resolve to conduct your life through the example of service. When you do, you will be successful and you will be happy. Continue to grow intellectually, morally, technically, and professionally, and deny your families nothing along the way. To help you define your life's journey, ask questions to make decisions you'll need to live your best life, to build a career, and to make a difference in the new normal. Listen with your heart, rely on your instincts, and use your intellect to help you frame your journey of life. Today we celebrate, but it's a wonderful day to put your journey in perspective. The most important lesson I can offer you from my own journey is that in order to remain successful as you walk through the path of privilege, you must not forget the less privileged. Today represents my last graduation as your Board of Trustees chair. It's been an honor to serve our alma mater and a privilege to ensure that our students walk among the best. They are competitive, smart, innovative, and prepared for world-class experiences. As you leave UNCP today, you can expect continued support from our dedicated faculty, and you have the benefit of being a respected alumnus from an award-winning institution within the UNC system. Reach out and touch. As UNCP alumni, it is now your responsibility to use your education to improve the lives of others throughout the rest of your life. The UNC Board of Trustees knows that you will represent the university well armed with the degree you received today and the shared camaraderie of more than 20,000 UNCP alumni. May God bless each one of you in your journey. Congratulations to you all and to your families who have stood beside you over the years. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Porter. It's now my privilege to bring to the podium the newest member of our administrative team, Provost Ken Kitts.
Thank you, Chancellor Carter. Graduates, family members and guests, campus leaders, and faculty colleagues, I thank you for letting me be part of this special day. I was honored and surprised when Chancellor Carter asked me if I would be willing to offer remarks, brief remarks, at this commencement ceremony. After all, I am pretty new to UNCP and have been on the job as provost for just over a month now. But I can tell you that my own surprise at being here today pales in comparison to that of my older brother. Like older brothers everywhere, Hugh Kitts refuses to acknowledge my little victories. I phoned him last week to tell him that I'd been invited to offer these remarks. I was offended by the silence that followed and asked Hugh, are you really that surprised that I would be asked to speak at commencement? No, he said, I'm not surprised by that, but I am stunned that you've survived on this job for a month. Then there's my wife. Now, a bit of backstory is in order here. I am new to UNCP, but my wife's family is from Robeson County. My mother-in-law and father-in-law are both graduates of what was then Pembroke State University, as are countless aunts, uncles, and cousins spread across this portion of the state. Usually when I leave home for a speaking engagement, my wife is very sweet and supportive. She sends me away with, you'll do fine, or I'm sure they'll like your speech. But this morning, there was nervousness in her eyes. As I left, she took me by the arm and said, honey, good luck. But know if you mess this one up, we'll never hear the end of it at family reunions. No pressure there. So, graduates, wow, congratulations. How does it feel? I thought it might feel something like that. So what can I offer you today beyond a promise to keep things brief? Well, I've decided to hide in the open. I'm not going to come to you today and pretend that I have extensive knowledge of UNCP or even a wealth of experience as provost. Neither is true. Instead, I will speak from a perspective that is authentic, that of a newcomer who is learning about this university with fresh eyes and an inquiring mind. With that as my frame of reference, here are a couple of things that I've learned about this campus community in the last month. First, as graduates, you have been exceedingly well prepared. I've been fortunate in the course of my career to work alongside some enormously talented faculty members, but none more so than here. Each day brings a new discovery for me of what the professors here are doing in the areas of teaching and research and service. This point was driven home to me a few weeks ago when I was asked to put together a report on faculty activities for the UNCP Board of Trustees. I asked the deans to solicit information on recent faculty accomplishments. Items began to pour in, and what I thought would be a one-page document became 2 and 3 and 4. By the time my report was finalized, I had 12 pages of bullets in small font listing everything from the publication of books and articles to international art exhibitions to the mentoring of award-winning student research. And oh yeah, the faculty did all this while continuing to teach you so well. Any instructor can convey knowledge, but professors at UNCP are teacher scholars who add to the body of knowledge in their fields, even as they work with you in the classroom. I hope you appreciate the difference that makes in the overall quality of the education you have received. Trust me when I say this, you will benefit from it for the rest of your lives in ways that you can't even begin to imagine today. I have a friend who likes to say that you can teach someone to teach, but you cannot teach them to care. They either get it or they don't. Graduates, I know you will agree with me that this faculty gets it. They've cared about you since your enrollment at UNCP, and I assure you that no one here today will be any prouder of your accomplishments than those who oversaw your academic development. So with that in mind, make it a point today to seek out those professors who taught you and thank them for all they've done with you and for you and sometimes to you. A second point I've learned is how much history resonates at this institution. Now, all schools have a past, but some schools have history with a lowercase h and others have it with a capital H. UNCP's in that latter category. For starters, we can boast of a longer history than most regional state universities. Did you know that UNCP is the 3rd oldest university in the UNC system? And next year will mark the university's 125th year of existence. But history is so much more than a function of time. UNCP has a past unlike any other college or university. From its beginnings as the Croatan Normal School in 1887 and then going through multiple name changes over the next 124 years, This university has served its students and its local communities extraordinarily well. I will take this observation a step further and suggest that our history here is not only different, but it's qualitatively richer than you will find elsewhere. This unique history has given rise to a modern-day sense of purpose on this campus that's difficult to define. It's there, it's genuine, it's refreshing, it is magical. You sense it when you talk to local citizens, you hear it in the words of Chancellor Carter's installation address, and you see it every day in the eyes of the faculty, staff, and alumni who are the heart and soul of this institution. As I thought about how this theme of how the past resonates here, I kept coming back to a rather odd speech I watched on television about 5 years ago. Now, this speech was not the work of an esteemed professor or statesman, but rather came from former pro football coach John Madden. Now, John Madden might seem an unlikely source to cite in a college commencement address. He's a jolly, uncomplicated sort of guy who's better known for his abuse of the English language rather than his use of it. But for reasons that go back to my childhood loyalties to the Oakland Raiders, I've always had a soft spot in my heart for him. The speech in question occurred in 2006 when Madden was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. In typical Madden fashion, his remarks were as quirky as they were entertaining. But what I recall most was the way that jolly, uncomplicated man understood how history matters. Here's an excerpt of what he told the audience that day in Canton, Ohio. The NFL teams ought to honor history more. Sometimes we tend to get caught up in the players, the games now, but honor your history. Let the fans show their appreciation to the history. You have to stay with me a moment on this one. This is a little goofy here. You're going to say, there's old Madden being goofy again. But I started thinking about this after I got voted into the Hall of Fame, and the more I think about it, the more I think it's true. Here's the deal. I think over in the Hall of Fame that during the day, the people go through and they look at everything. At night, there's a time when they all leave. All the fans and all the visitors leave the Hall of Fame. Then there's just the workers, and then they leave and turn out the light and lock the door. When that happens, I believe that the busts and statues begin to talk to each other. I can't wait for that conversation. I really can't. Vince Lombardi, Newt Rockne, Reggie White, Walter Payton, all my ex-players will be there forever and ever just talking. That's what I believe. That's what I think is going to happen, and no one's ever going to talk me out of it. Well, folks, whatever you think of John Madden, you have to give the man credit for enthusiasm. He has a childlike exuberance that I find very admirable. So let's keep that spirit going. Like Madden, I'll ask you to stay with me for a moment as we consider that statue of Hamilton McMillan that stands right over there in front of Old Main. For the benefit of our guest here today, Representative McMillan was the lawmaker who in 1887 had the vision to introduce the legislation that created this institution. He viewed it as a means of improving the quality of life in this area. We owe our very existence to him. So what if that statue could walk and talk? What if Macmillan could join hands with the other founding fathers of this university, Moore, Locklear, Dial, Brayboy, Oxendine? If they could look out across this beautiful quad, what do you think they would say about this gathering today? I think they would be overjoyed. Their dream came true. The farmland next to the railroad tracks in Pembroke, North Carolina, has given way to a dynamic and modern university that's already improved the quality of life for over 18,000 alumni. Today, we will add another 510 names to that list. Moreover, I think the founders will be delighted to find an institution that continues to honor and celebrate its historic ties to the American Indian community, even as it has reached out to students from all walks of life. You know, some universities use diversity as a website slogan, but they feature constituencies that are not broadly representative of the regions and states they serve. In contrast, UNCP wrote the book on inclusiveness and reflects the diversity of its service area as well as any institution in the country. Success in today's job market is predicated on an ability to interact with people from different backgrounds, and UNC prepares its students very well for that challenge. So graduates, to bring all this together, I would simply suggest that you always remember this very special legacy that you're inheriting today. That sense of purpose that we discussed. Take it with you, cherish it, learn from it. Use it as inspiration as you move into the next phase of your lives. Your alma mater is what it is today because of people who had a dream and acted on it. You have dreams too. Think broadly and act boldly. Your alma mater is wonderfully unique, and so are you. Celebrate that which makes you special. Leave your mark. Your alma mater honors its past, and so should you. Never forget to thank those who have assisted in your development. And finally, your alma mater has been remarkably true to its mission, just as you should be true to yourself. Remember who you are and proceed with integrity and compassion in all you do. If you do that, you'll be fine. Graduates, we are so proud of you, and today we salute your accomplishments. Congratulations, good luck, and Godspeed.
Thank you, Dr. Kitts. I can't help but think that you're right. I think the founders would be very pleased with this day. As Chancellor, I have the opportunity to give a brief charge to you. And chancellors never pass up the opportunity to speak to their students. So I'm going to take advantage of that and spend a few minutes giving you a charge. This charge is really kind of a corollary to Elizabeth Barrett Browning's poem, How Do I Love Thee, Let Me Count the Ways. I love commencement. And I'm going to give you 3 ways that I love commencement. First of all, everyone here today is so proud of what you have done. Everyone is so happy about your accomplishments. But do you know who the happiest people are in this audience today? Your parents. No more tuition and fees. You just gave them a raise. Now they may be able to do some things that they've wanted to do for 4 or 6 years that they've been postponing for your benefit. So as you celebrate today, don't forget, this is your parents' day too, or those people that you supported you. Make it a part of their celebration. I love commencement because there are always stories of personal triumph sitting out in front of me, many more than I can tell. The human spirit is strong, and it's only limited when we let itself be. Many of you have demonstrated that you understand our motto, seek the hawk within yourself. You don't let obstacles stop you. Let me illustrate by telling you about one of you. Tony Lewis, a Native American from Robson County, Red Springs, first entered Pembroke in fall 1994, but left in the spring of 1996 because, as he described it, he just quit on the idea of school. He worked in insurance and sales for the next 10 years, but he found there was something missing. In fact, he described it, I felt like a failure. So he returned to school. When he did, during that time, Tony's father suffered a stroke. And for the last several years, Tony and his disabled father, his only child, Tony has juggled his work schedule, his class schedule, in order to help his dad and also go to school. In order to graduate on time, Tony would often take 18 hours a semester. Despite these hurdles, Tony stayed the course. Today, he is recognized by the public relations faculty as their outstanding graduate. Well done, Tony. I love commencement because it's steeped in tradition. Just look around. The caps, the gowns, the multicolored hoods that the faculty wear that represent their degree and their institution, the chancellor's medallion, the mace. the Lumbee ambassadors, the rich flute music that you heard as we proceeded in. I love these things because they remind us that we're a part of a past, a present, and a future together, something bigger than ourselves. Traditions are important because they help us remember institutional values, what's important. One of my favorite traditions is found at Brown University. Brown has a quad, an old quad, that's surrounded by a wrought iron fence that's 7 feet high. And the gate to that quad remains closed except 2 times a year. Once when freshmen enter from the south, and at the end of the year, commencement, when graduates leave from the north. It's a tradition. For decades, graduates have participated in that. Now, why is that important? Let me illustrate by another example. A couple of weeks ago, my wife got up very early, turned on the TV, and started watching what? The royal wedding. I was not going to watch. I didn't really think that I would be interested in Prince William and Princess Catherine getting married. But as I was walking by, I got pulled in. A lot of pomp and circumstance and tradition. And then I realized that the ceremony was not so much about the union of 2 people. It was much bigger than that. It brought England together. The English felt connected as a nation and as a people through their common history and tradition. They were proud to be English. Whether you know it or not, your class started a new tradition today. Today, you marched across the bridge that spans the reflecting pool. It symbolizes your departure from the university and your entry into the world. It also demonstrates that we are confident that you are ready to meet the challenges that lie ahead. At orientation next year, freshmen will cross the bridge in the opposite direction, entering the university, a place of promise and preparation. When they graduate, they will come back the other way. I hope this new tradition and all of the symbols and ritual of commencement reminds you that you are part of something greater than yourself. You're a part of a community. You're a part of this institution, its history, and its future. You are a part of the class of 2011. 17th century poet John Donne sums it up nicely in 2 lines of his famous meditation. No man is an island entire of itself. Every man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main. So my charge today is really very simple. Upon graduation, contribute to something beyond yourself. Some of you have already started down this path. I've seen it in your co-curricular activities, your research, and your involvement in engagement projects in the communities. Don't stop. All of you can make a difference in the lives of others through your time, talent, and resources. Your alma mater was built upon the tradition of improving lives through education and service. I urge you to carry on that tradition as you leave here today. You will be happier, more fulfilled, and will honor your institution that invested in you. But most important, you will make a difference in the lives of others and make the world a better place. So graduates, congratulations. You've done an outstanding job. Way to go. Now Dr. Kitts will begin the conferring of degrees ceremony.
Chancellor Carter, I call upon the deans of the College of Arts and Sciences and the Schools of Business and Education to present to you the candidates for degrees who will be awarded diplomas upon completion of all requirements of their degree programs as prescribed by the faculty, the Board of Trustees of the University of North Carolina at Pembroke, and the Board of Governors of the University of North Carolina. Martin Slan, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences.
I ask all candidates for undergraduate degrees from the College of Arts and Sciences, please stand and remain standing.
Marty.
Chancellor Carter, the College of Arts and Sciences is pleased to present the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Music, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, and Bachelor of Social Work.
Dr. Cammie Hunt, Acting Dean of the School of Business.
I ask all candidates for undergraduate degrees from the School of Business to please stand and remain standing. Chancellor Carter, the School of Business is pleased to present the candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Accounting and the Bachelor of Science in Business Administration.
Dr. Leah Fiorentino, Dean of the School of Education.
I ask all candidates for the undergraduate degrees from the School of Education to please stand and remain standing. Chancellor Carter, the School of Education is pleased to present the candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Athletic Training, Bachelor of Science in Birth to Kindergarten Education, Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education, Bachelor of Science in Exercise and Sport Science, Bachelor of Science in Health and Physical Education, and Bachelor of Science in Special Education.
Thank you, Deans. Chancellor Carter, all candidates for degrees are hereby presented.
All of you need to be standing now. Thank you, Dr. Kitts. I now ask Dr. Rami Masami, Chair of the Faculty Senate, to come forward.
Chancellor Carter, the Faculty Senate representing the faculty have reviewed these candidates and attest that they have met the qualifications for their various degrees pending the outcome of final exams. I, therefore, am pleased to recommend these candidates for the degree for which they have been presented.
Thank you, Dr. Masami. I now ask the faculty to please stand and remain standing in support of these graduates and as confirmation of their meeting the rigorous requirements set forth by the university. I also ask that all UNCP alumni present today, either on the platform or in the audience, please stand. If you're a UNCP alum, please stand. I ask you to stand as witness to the conferral of these degrees and the acceptance of these students into the ranks of loyal alumni. Upon the recommendation of the faculty, by the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors and Trustees, and upon completion of all requirements, I confer upon these candidates the degree for which they have satisfied the requirements with all the rights, honors, and responsibilities thereof. Please join me in applauding these students. Please be seated. Now, Mr. R.J. Kizon, President of the Student Government Association, will come forward to prepare you to receive your degrees. R.J.
I thought you guys thought we were actually going to start giving your diplomas when you're standing. Not yet. Is that working? Is it working now? Mic check. All right. There we go. So like I said earlier, it's too loud. You guys probably thought we're going to give you the diplomas right then and there, did you? Yeah. Too bad. Today is a special day. This event signifies an important accomplishment for each and every one of us. It is very hard for me to speak about this matter, but I will try my best. We all took different paths to reach this stage in our lives. For some people, it has been long and hard. For others, it has been quick and easy. But at the end of the day, this is something to be proud of. Our journey through our academic careers highlights our development as contributing citizens. So before you walk up this stage, remember the last several years. Remember your experience and how it has affected who you are today. Remember and appreciate what you have been through. Remember this university. Now, Dr. Kitts talked about our history, but I'm not going to ask you to go all the way back 125 years to remember. Remember the too loud, 4, 5, 6, or so years that you spent here at UNCP. This is your home. And quite frankly, we have to spell home as UNCP, not HOME. It has been a great honor to have served as your student body president for the past 2 years. It is an even greater honor to have studied in this institution. My friends, stand tall and be proud of your accomplishment. And I will see you at homecoming.
Thank you, RJ. Now we get to the moment you've been waiting for. Mr. Hal Davis, Assistant Professor of Music, will present the names of those candidates who are present today.
Individual graduates are recognized by calling their names as they walk across the stage. We ask the entire audience to be respectful of graduates and their families. We also ask that you remain seated for the entire ceremony. Will the candidates for baccalaureate degrees please step forward as their names are called? Please note that those students graduating summa cum laude, magna cum laude, or cum laude wear the gold cord. Some graduates are wearing special symbols denoting their membership in academic honor societies. And here we go. College of Arts and Sciences, Bachelor of Arts. Gary Wayne Altman. Lindsay Marie Amsler. Jeremy Michael Armstrong. There we go, there's the music. Keith Albert Bacon. Jessica Patrice Bailey. Matthew Thomas Bean, Vanessa Ruth Belcher, Tonya Ammons Bell, Katri Ebony Benjamin, Trevor Alexandra Bentley, Stephen James Bernasconi, Adrian Glenn Branch, Tamika Andrea Brooks, Samantha Marie Sue Brown, Lakila Sharin Bryant, Kenneth Lamar Burton, Kajari Caldwell, William Henry Cantel III, Shondell Lee Carter, Courtney Simon Collins, Seth Douglas Crater, Gina Marie Kuza, Carmela Dunacho, Kayla Leanne Davis cum laude, Dora Juanita Dees, Bobby Davis Dimry, Carol Jean DeVita, Vanessa Lenide Diaz, Doc Solomon Dillard, Deshaun Terrell Dilworth, Lakeisha Lynette Drawn, Ellis Brock Eason, Yolanda Ellerby, Richard Eric English II, Amber Nicole Philhart, Kiri Matthew Floyd cum laude, Christopher Ashley Fowler, Melanie Nicole Godwin, Kimberly Ann Goodman, Angela Jean Govan, Frederick Edmund Haygood II, Mary Catherine Hall, Irma B. Hammonds, Samantha Nicole Harding, Jennifer Kathleen Harris, and Andre Matthew Henderson, Sylvia Marina Herinkes, Tiffany Nicole Hill, Wellington Cox Howard, Adam Hughes, Shirley Winnette Hunt, June Ava Jackson, Angelica Sarah Johnson, Connie McMillan Kearns, Jessica A. Napton, Daniel Ryan Langston cum laude, Megan Brooke Larson cum laude, Gwendolyn Patricia Lee, Brandy Barton Locklear, Brittany Nicole Locklear, Charlena Nicole Locklear, Matthew Chase Locklear, Lodeke Lohade, Stephen Jarrell Love, Stephen Andrew Lookback, Kelvin Warren Mapp Jr., Kayla Elizabeth Marbert, Andrea Stephanie Matuta, Tashana L. McCormick, Keena McLaren, Cassandra Macy McMillan, Sarah Nicole Murphy, Amanda Lee Oxendine, Keon Antonio Pacheco, Eleazar Lopez Patida, Robert Terrell Partlow, Melissa Ann Patterson, cum laude, Yanisa C. Perez de Leon, Bachelor of Arts in English, Bachelor of Arts in Science, cum laude, Brittany Robin Rains, Emily Rasdorf, Casey K. Reefer, Dane Perry Rebels, Mark Andrew Rice, Dorothea May Sampson, Jessica Renee Sanders, Victoria Lynn Shell, Bobby Knox Scott Jr., Salisa Carol Scott, Matthew Floyd Sellers, Priscilla Lynn Sheen, cum laude, Cindy Lee Sinclair, Mary Jean Singletary, Hannah Jo Skelton, Ashton Elizabeth Ann Smith, Oliver Michael Spivey, cum laude, Casey Scott Starling, Stedman Arthur Allen Taylor, Marquita Latoya Thompson, Matthew Tyler Vick, Alicia R. Warsko, Alexandria Nicole Watson, John David White, Danny Williams Jr., Ryan Wayne Wise, April Marie Witherspoon, Amy Michelle Woodell, cum laude, Brian Lamar Young, Bachelor of Music, Emily Dawn Clemo, Bachelor of Science, Cassandra Zian Adams, Curtis Lee Adams, cum laude, Stephanie Nicole Adams, Natasha Alexandra Bacon, cum laude, Hansi Anastasia Barnes, Marcus Edward Bell, Michael Chandler Bennett, Melissa Louise Bauman, Kimberly Lynn Brassard, cum laude, Esther G. Myers Honors College, Morgan Lee Brookwell, Jared Thomas Bullard, cum laude, Haley R. Burgess, magna cum laude, Jennifer Marshall Kane, magna cum laude, Naeri Shoret, Ethan Tyler Chavis, Sheena Lynette Christian, Jessica Lauren Clark, cum laude, Luke L. Clark, Rishana S. Cobb, Christopher Concepcion, summa cum laude, Joanna Marie Cooper, cum laude. There we go. Sitara Kilmon Danielle. Sierra Rosanna Davis. Charles Walter Devaney. Nicholas William Faulkner, cum laude, Esther G. Maynor Honors College. Andrew Jeremy Fetch, cum laude. Dennis Keith Fix. Kenya Grace Riel Fuller. Paula Marie Garcia. Tamika Michelle Gayfield. Andrew Michael Gibson. Angela Donette Goins. Corey William Grant. Brittany Nicole Greaves, yes. Dana Burnett Green. Candace Powers Green, magna cum laude. Laura M. Haley. Samantha Hammonds, cum laude. Cedric Rashad Harrison. Go, Cedric. Sarah Ann Helms. Holly Cherie Hodges, cum laude. Bethany Faith Hunt. Erin Alexis Hunt, cum laude. Celia Mazaza Iluku. Floyd Dane Inman III. Justin L. Jackson. Alexandria Faith Johnson. Jocelyn Brooke Jones, cum laude. Tracy Danielle Jones. Nathaniel Lane Kingsbury, cum laude, Esther G. Maynor Honors College, American Chemical Society certified. Megan Rose Kidd Lagos. Cameron Trace Landreth. Jared O'Neill LeBlanc. Stephanie Brianne Lewis, cum laude. Wilton G. Lewis, Jr. Jonathan Ross Locklear. Melinda Carroll Locklear, cum laude. Jody Ann Long, summa cum laude. Leslie G. Lovett. Megan Marie Mayer. Donald Kenneth Malloy. Drew Cameron Marquise. Lauren Danielle Marshall, magna cum laude, American Chemical Society certified. Ryan Michael Mayer. Sean Charles McCain. Karasa Chantra McLaughlin. Stephanie Locklear McNeil. Graham Curry McFall III. Candace Monet Melvin. Charles Grant Merritt, cum laude, Esther G. Maynor College, Honors College. Brittany Nicole Milliken. Austin Monroe Money. Catherine Elizabeth Monroe. Leslie Dean Moore, cum laude. Indira Morales. Celie Lauren Morgan, magna cum laude. Charles M. Neighbors. Taya Ellis Nguyen. Brian Benjamin Norton. Donald Scott Pachilis. Sarah Jane Pack, Bachelor of Science in Psychology, Bachelor of Arts in English, summa cum laude, Esther G. Maynors Honors College. Holly Lynn Petrie. Meredith Alice Pearson. Shauna Antonia Porter. Joshua Aaron Posey. Ashley Grace Pryor. Matthew Ryan Quells, Bachelor of Science in Psychology, Bachelor of Arts in Criminal Justice. Anna Elizabeth Queen, cum laude, Esther G. Mainers Honors College. Pamela Marie Panado Quizon. Rigoberto Maria Panado Quizon. Try. Christy Lee Rader. Heather Nicole Reed. Tracy Leanne Roberts. Crystal Lee Rower, magna cum laude. Orlando Dontre Roseborough. Kayla Ariel Sampson, cum laude. John David Scandoval. Rachel Hannah Sifs. April Naomi Shepard. Amanda Marie Simmons. Sherwin Slaughter. Jordan Elizabeth Sullivan. Adrian Jessica Talaferro. Samantha Adriana Temple, cum laude. Christian Elise Chu, cum laude. Letha Ann Townsend. Kimberly Elizabeth Turner. Veronica Antoinette Valenzuela. Paulo Soaco Valerio. Sarah Jane Weatherman, Bachelor of Science in Computer Science and Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy and Religion, magna cum laude. Raymond Andrew Wise. Jessica Witherspoon. Mahogany Woods. Kaylani Lachey Wyatt. Andrew Philip Young. Rachel Brooks Young, summa cum laude. Holly Beth Young Oxendine. Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Santana Nicole Ammons. Angela Leanne Ezon. Catherine Evelyn Cox. Stacy Emile Green. Stephanie Ann Hammonds. Chrissy Lynn Hardison. Cassie Lee Henderson. Tamra Lee Henderson. Stephanie Nicole Locklear. Susanna Lopez. Ami Alisa Latricia Mack. Shauna Michelle Nixon. Heather Nicole Norton. Tasha Nicole Oxendine. Jessica Elaine Parker. Gail Charlene Pruner. Kendall Lee Purvis. Alexis Riviera Rodriguez. Robert Dale Scott. Lisa A. Suggs. William Richard Sumner. Jessica Lynn Trost. Ellen Walters. School of Social Work, Brandy Bell. Melinda Martin Brown, Heather Fierce, Jimmy Mitchell Godwin Jr., Tara L. Hollingsworth Pruitt, Regan and Macaulay, Cheryl Williams McLean, cum laude, Talina L. Rogers, Brandy Michelle Smith, Shannon K. Welly, School of Business Bachelor of Science, Jose Carlos Ebruyu, Bethany Morgan Belk, Keza Maria Bell, Brittany Nicole Britt, Gregory Angelo Brown, Gregory Kevin Bird, Joshua Leonis Cadiz, Erica Nicole Cornwell, Kimberly Nicole Cotton, Gina M. Cowart, Kasia Daman, cum sum laude, Eric Brent Davis, India N. Dial, Samantha Marie Dunn, summa cum laude, Bianca Faith Edelman, Mary Kim Ferry, Sydney Carol Fiesel, Thomas James Fiorio, thank you, Thomas, Jessica Estelle Gray, Jerica N. Hall, Regina Wana Hall, Joan Renee Harris, magna cum laude, Alan Michael Hunter, Cynthia Diane Jarman, Preston Russell Johnson, Joshua Emmanuel Jones, Yunan Kim Theriel, cum sum laude, Hui Leo, cum laude, Gary Maurice Love, Adam Asa Lowe, Jessica Patrice Maynard, Minails Pimba Bula, Quincy W. McAdoo, Quentin Earl McAdoo, Jessica McDowell, Laramie Tremont McCoy, April S. McRae, Rodney Bernard McRae, Philip Keith Moneymaker II, Myrna V. Morphin, Obina Izuki Onzurike, Peter George Peterson, Thomas Martin Porricelli Jr., Christopher Jordan Sawyer, Allison Donnell Scott, Tia Harris Smith, Marie R. Sullivan, Manda M. Terry cum laude, John James Thomas, Owen James Thomas, Ian Peter Wagner, magna cum laude, Hai Bei Wong, Young, cum laude. School of Education, Bachelor of Science. Iman Nzinga Al-Eswade. Tasha Chavis Altman. Chastity Nicole Bass. Teresa Paget Betha. Buddy Leonard Blue. Jared Thomas Boyce. Dominique Akeem Rodniks. Joshua Thomas Bryant. Tommy Bullard Jr. Susan Nicole Carter Hunt. Sorlande. Jeremy Derek Clegg. Lauren Denise Cobbler. Jennifer Michelle Cooper, summa cum laude, Esther G. Maynard's Honors College. Faye S. Corbett. Ricky Lamar Cross. John Eric Nareg Cruz. Kayla Lynn Curie. Renita May Emanuel. Anita Grace Emerson. Nicholas Matthew Epps. Minnie Robinson Ferguson, cum laude. Kayla Beth Fowler, cum laude. Laura Ussery Fry, cum laude. Neil Arthur Gemelli. Michael Anthony Godfrey. Hannah Marie Gore. Sanguez Unique Graham. Brittany Lynn Grantham, cum laude. Morgan Guyton, summa cum laude. Christopher Alonza Hargrove. Caitlin Grace Hayworth. Sandra May Hayes, cum laude. Kristen Kim Hobbs, cum laude. Aaron J. Hollifield. Jacob Daniel Hummel, cum laude. Matthew David Hunt. Nicolette Hope Hunt, cum laude. Sarah Lois Jacobs. Emily Lynn Jarman. Stephen Kim Jernigan. John Allen Johnson. Aubrey Renee Jones. Brendan Michael Johnson. Seth Parkett Kivett. Nakia Sue Lane, cum laude. Bryce McRae Ledford. Emily Bass Lennon. Jessica Morgan Leonard, cum laude. Christian Orlando Locklear. Katie Helen Locklear, magna cum laude. Dominique Eugene Lofaro. William Landon Lowry. Leah Vincent Malden. Ashley Brooke Maxwell. Jacqueline Nicole Maynor. Justin Mitchell McCaw. Brandon Sean McLaren. Kayla R. Mills, summa cum laude. Valerie Denise Monroe. Cameron Moore. Caitlin Elizabeth Moore. Lorenzo Luis Morales. Mary Christine Morales, cum laude. Dalen Mackenzie Morrow, summa cum laude. Latasha Nicole Newby. Connor Patrick O'Boyle. Angela Nicole Oxendine, magna cum laude. Janica Lee Oxendine. Denise Pridgeon Parker, cum laude. Sesh Arthur Parker. Maria Andriana Patrick. Caitlin Ann Payton. Julian L. Pipkin. Marissa Lynn Pounders, magna cum laude. Sade C. Ray. Brian Keith Rice, Jr. Joyce Livingston Robinson. Jacqueline Michelle Rosen, summa cum laude. Bridget Kelly Sampson. Kayla Saunders. Catherine Irene Shoemaker. Emily Christine Seidel. It's Siddle. Corey Britt Smith, like fiddle. Emily Martin Smith, cum laude. Maren Elise Sudart. Brandy Gwynn Strickland. Bruce Evan Strickland. Joseph Alahik Kawa Tamburo. Amy Marie Taylor, cum laude. Ashley Renee Thomas, magna cum laude. Jamie Lynette Thompson. Jonathan Daniel Turnmeyer. Christine Martha Tyree. Thomas Michelle Watson, Jr. Pauline Ramsey West, magna cum laude. Adrian Javarius Williams. Daniel Emilio Williams, Jr. Chandria E. Wilson. Blake Thomas Yarborough. Bachelor of Interdisciplinary Studies. Franklin Shane Smith, cum laude. Madeline Kyrie Therington, magna cum laude. Anyone else?
Earlier, I said that the happiest people in the audience were your parents, but I want to amend that. There were a few people that came across that were relieved that they were here. They were the happiest people in the audience. I would now like to invite Sylvia Pate, President of the Alumni Association, to the podium.
Thank you. As UNCP's newest alumni, on behalf of the Board of Directors for the Alumni Association, I would like to both congratulate you on your achievement and to welcome you to our ranks of alumni, which is now 20,000 some strong. I urge you to remain connected to your university, but also to take advantage of all that it has to offer you. I ask you also to support the university through your very many talents and gifts. The strength of any university depends upon those who have graduated in the past and those who will come forward in the future. It's both our responsibility and our honor to assist this great university, which has given us so much. I urge you to do so. UNCP will always be a part of you. As you exited the stage today, you should have received a small remembrance to remind you of the university. We hope that you will wear that pin proudly. We hope that this will always remind you of your Pembroke experience. We'd like to ask for you to keep in touch, to visit often, and give in ways that you feel comfortable in giving. We wish all of you much success in all your future endeavors. Thank you.
Before we conclude today's ceremony, there's some people that we need to recognize. The parents or guardians of our graduates, would you please stand? The spouses and children of our graduates, please join them. Grandparents and other family members and special friends, please stand. Graduates, give them a round of applause. At the conclusion of this ceremony, all graduates and their families and friends are invited to a reception where you can make great memories, take wonderful shots of family, friends, faculty, and staff that are meaningful to you. Arts and Sciences. I think we just lost. Arts and Sciences meets just to the north of the bell tower, and the School of Education and School of Business meet in the adjacent to their buildings. Parents, that's where you're going to find your graduates after the recessional. Now, please rise as we sing the alma mater, led by Dr. Jaeyoon Kim and the Pembroke Singers, and remain standing for the recessional.
Where can I